Which is where the actual price lies. I mean, in terms of if you think about the luxury market, I would want to associate myself with a particular name probably, and that's the whole reason why we buy stuff.
Do you put your Antibrnd ka logo anywhere on your clothes?
Totally, we started with so this is one of the first shirts that we launched.
Right.
So we didn't want any particular, since we were in that particular thought mindset. We didn't want any name associated anywhere, even with us. But our customers taught us in a different way. Once they loved the feel and stuff, they didn't have anything to show to their friends. Like if I bought this particular black shirt, I can't show you like this is Antibrnd ka stuff.
Welcome to another episode of Driving a Startup. Today, we are talking to a brand who's going head on with all the luxury brands in the country. Imagine if Louis, Prada, everyone just delete their logo from their shirts and t-shirt. What's the worth of that particular product? It's almost 10 to 20x lower. This particular company has identified all the great manufacturers who produce for these guys here in India and giving you the similar quality, great price point products delivering right at your doorstep. Let's get started with this podcast. We are going to talk with Sunny, who's the founder of Antibrnd. Let's get started. Sunny, very good afternoon. Welcome to our episode of Driving a Startup. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, and I'm fine. I'm good. Thanks for having me here.
No, good to see you guys. यार आपके brand के नाम से ही काफी excited हो गए थे हम लोग. हर कोई अपने आप को brand बोलता है, and you said we are Antibrnd.
Antibrnd, yeah.
It got me to think what exactly the company does. While whatever that we could study and understand from you in your briefings, I think it's pretty exciting space and category that you're playing with, right? I don't say exciting and amazing category just because there are multiple brands out there, but it's a very crowded space altogether. It's very difficult for a company to sort of crack this, right? And an entrepreneur taking a shot at that. First of all, kudos to that, taking a category and an industry.
Yeah, we saw an opportunity just taking.
I'm sure there would be, and a function of a good entrepreneur, I believe, is picking up the pieces where the industry is not doing so well and see how better you can do it. And I'm pretty sure
a particular insight that we might have, or most of the entrepreneurs,
right,
that's not easily visible. So
right. So let's first quickly understand what Antibrnd is, right? And what exactly that you guys do so differently in this category. Let's quickly start with that, and then I would want to definitely check with you why.
Okay, yeah.
Let's get on the Antibrnd.
I'll give you a brief of what Antibrnd is. It's a very simple idea in front. So we have been shopping for a really long time, right? We have been shopping since I think forever. It recently changed.
Roti kapda makam mein
it's been. We used to shop from the nearby shops to malls, and then all of a sudden all the online players came in,
right?
And then aggregated all the brands. You started seeing newer brands coming in, different D2C brands. You had like specific tech-based clothing, or you had like a choice for whatever you need, a different choice that you had.
Right.
So that's where it stopped. All this while, what was triggering all this growth, there's an unseen part to that. There was a manufacturer who used to work for give all this shirts and pants stuff that we all used to have. But we were never in touch with that particular angle. We always used to buy it from a brand name, and that's how it used to be. So what happens behind the chain is you give a large order as a brand, you pay the least cost, you have like 5 manufacturers waiting to take the order. Probably you pay the least, whoever quotes the least, cheapest, the brand takes it from them. Like that's the least, like you can't go below that. It's 3 times the cost. Anyways, you will pay wherever you buy, whatever you buy. So that's how the whole. And these manufacturers were
true with the same luxury space as well.
Luxury, it's 30 times of what the actual product costs. So from the 3 that we see from the normal local brands around us, luxury brands is 30 to 35x of what the actual product costs.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And we have been paying that.
I'm sure there are people are.
Yeah. And there were reasons for that. We can't, because we only knew this much. That's the whole truth. Can't blame anybody for this particular stuff, and most of them are well aware as well. But in the manufacturer's space, taking from their side, they knew about this. They actually knew that my product is being sold. I am getting it for like 300. It's being sold at for like 3,000. Why am I not able to make that amount? So what's wrong in this whole chain? Why I am not getting benefit?
Don't manufacturers also have their own set of labels as well that they try to run? Maybe their focus is not that. They still believe
their own labels. So there's an interesting story behind that as well. So manufacturers actually, once the D2C wave happened, the manufacturers also wanted to give it a shot because they had the resources, they knew
They just needed a marketing team, I believe.
Exactly. But what happened was they are not the best at marketing.
Okay.
They are the pros in manufacturing. So most of this, including like bedsheet, I'm not talking only about shirts or apparel space.
Sure.
It's mostly
Clothing. I'll take up
clothing. Clothing, home decor, most of them. So these manufacturers started their own brands, but they were not at. They saw huge losses in terms of building a brand is not for everybody. It's a specific skill set. So what happened was, and that did not deter them. They actually made brands, but it didn't see the limelight. Most of it actually they suffered losses. They spent in a marketing team. They spent on photo shoots. They spent on stuff. Ideally, whatever you see, they spent on advertising. But advertising on platforms such as Amazon, Myntra is a 50% off.
I'm looking at that
same
website right now. So most of the products that you have, and so the proposition here is that any manufacturer who has a great capability to produce luxury products should be able to tie up with you to make the end marketing or last mile of that product to reach to a customer like me.
Yeah.
And your USP in making this entire model work better is because now I can have a good quality product with no labels and at a very, very affordable.
Very, very affordable cost. Yeah, price. It's not the cheapest.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure it would definitely be somewhere in the mid ranges. Considering you are luxury, तो ऐसा तो नहीं होगा कि आप 5,000 का you're selling it for 500 रुपए.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a middle ground somewhere. But quite interesting to know because this is a very normal narrative that people say कि यार कोई भी माल अगर या कोई भी आप कपड़े खरीदते हो, it's expensive. Say, even if a shirt for about 4-5 grand, while it feels good, the material use is awesome. The fit is nice for a lot of people select their brand loyalties based on that. With Antibrnd, now you're saying that the manufacturers that you are tying up with or getting them onboarded, they're building the luxury products for multiple, say Zara, Snitch, or anybody else,
anybody,
right? Let's just take fast fashion.
Yeah, whichever.
Right? But अगर ये भी premium नहीं है, तो they're actually making it for maybe premium brands as well. Does the quality of same material, clothing, fittings, everything remains intact, and that's what it is? Just the logo has been taken off. Is that how we have to perceive this?
I'll just add a point to that. That's exactly how it is. But apart from what's missing would be two particular angles. If you're looking at like this exact same stuff that's being sold at the other big brands, you won't find that.
I get it. I'm not considering designs and patterns and styles which you have with the brands. I'm sure they will be more proprietary.
Yeah. So we are exactly how you mentioned it. On the quality angle, whatever, including the quality check that's being done for the larger brands, that happens in this particular factory or the manufacturing unit. So the particular fabric, selege, all this stuff that goes in the whole chain would remain the same. It's just that particular logo that adds a lot of experience or what you want to showcase would be missing, and which is where the actual price lies. I mean, in terms of if you think about the luxury market, I would want to associate myself with a particular name probably, and that's the whole reason why we buy stuff. And that's a particular sect of people, but there's a large sector of people who want that particular quality, who are just buying brands because they know they have been promised a certain number of a certain quality, a certain feel, a certain fit, how you mentioned. These promises are what makes me buy the particular brand. That is the same promise that we keep.
Right.
We keep the same promise. If you want the same quality, the same finish, the feel, come to Antibrnd. If the name doesn't matter, you have it at a much, much, much affordable price here.
Do you put your Antibrnd ka logo anywhere on your clothes?
Totally. We started with so this is one of the first shirts that we launched.
Right.
So we didn't want any particular, since we were in that particular thought mindset, we didn't want any name associated anywhere, even with us. But our customers taught us in a different way. Once they loved the feel and stuff, they didn't have anything to show to their friends. Like if I bought this particular black shirt, I can't show you like this is Antibrnd ka stuff. That's when we thought, okay, there should be something inside to at least the customers to like convey the message to the next person. So we started working on that. Now our labels have sourced by Antibrnd, but we are still thinking on those terms of, okay, how do we get that particular word out in terms of, okay, this is an Antibrnd product. We are working on that.
A large part of this business or any brand success comes from what kind of or how fast they are in terms of putting it together, because trends in the industry are
Yeah.
dribble down from, say, let's say vest, and at the same time everybody start making similar shirts or similar pattern of t-shirts. If there's a plain t-shirt ka zamana that is going on, if you have a more printed t-shirts or shirts that people have started wearing, you'll find a lot of replicate the styles and
music video that's coming up, the style changes
based on whatever that the influencer happens. So it's a very fast changing market, right? And that could be one of the issues that maybe manufacturers also would face, because they would have to keep changing the way they have to keep developing, and they keep innovating with the products as well. So in the whole anti-brand scenario, where you are actually trying to be more solid on the quality and fits and everything, ki haan, material acha hai, quality acha hai, and you're trying to get it to the consumer, who take care of this part of the side? Ki what kind of style, pattern and everything, does your company take care of it? Does the manufacturer take care of it?
That's a nice angle to this particular whole stuff. But we have taken a conscious choice on that particular angle. Because we are still growing at a very early stage. Making decision on particular designs is not at the place where we are at.
Okay.
That is the immediate next step. That is where we are definitely hoping to be pretty soon. Once we have enough number of customers telling us this is what we need, this is what we liked, out of the 1,000 offerings, these 200s are like the best, make more of it. We are the best positioned to make more of it. Or something's changing pretty fast. We are the most best positioned.
You are not managing inventory at all.
Because we'll have like solid data on this is what people need. Which is what manufacturers have been missing all this while, because those data was only with the brands across.
On your platform?
On our platform. But it's sold out, it's done, we couldn't restock it. But yeah, that's how we brought it. Right now, Supima cotton shirt, that's how we bring these stuff as well. So all of a sudden, imagine having that best wool sweater accessible to a crowd that has never seen a good quality stuff, just because of the brand markups that was stopping us.
So you said 8,000 a sweater, you would be able to give it about $2,000, right? How much do you make out of that? What's your margin looks like?
Our margin, to be honest, it's on 40 to 50%, including all the cost. Imagine us doing it at this particular scale. At such a small scale, beating the prices by at least 70 to 80%. Now imagine what the prices can be once the volumes increase. So we have done that as well. So when we started, because right now, only if we survive, people can enjoy these particular luxuries. So we have to take care of the whole costs that incur in happening all in this chain. But the good part, the fun part that I see, the potential that comes across is when the manufacturers reduce, like the actual manufacturing cost reduces once the volume goes up. And that savings can actually be transferred to these customers, to our customers. Our shirts launched at 1,500. Once we did a really good sale, the manufacturing cost was reduced for us. Now the shirts are retailing at 1,299, which is a 200 rupee lesser price. And that was the savings that we got from the manufacturer.
As you will grow, wouldn't your cost will keep increasing on the products? Would you still be able to maintain this price point?
Exactly.
Like you have to, obviously, to become a really big brand, and let's say there's 15, 20 lakhs monthly sale, you have to increase to 40, 50 lakhs.
Yeah.
That would require you to sort of spend a good amount of advertising budget. That would require you to sort of be a very good promoted brand.
We have to think about, see, there's always the need of maintaining a healthy balance sheet. That is a non-negotiable. And it's not like we would die out of, it's a healthy margin that we pass on to the particular consumer. We want the consumer to have like the best experience, I would say. If I can reduce even more and have a healthy balance sheet, isn't that the best case?
Makes sense. I get it. But then would you be able to manage these price points even then?
It is. Because we are managing it at a pretty good level right now itself. See, we see it at a point where already we are breaking the price points across these products at such a small scale. Once the scale increases, the cost never goes up. The cost is coming down for the production. Right now, the cost is high, even the price points, because the manufacturing is done at such a small scale. We have convinced these large manufacturers to please make a small batch. Not your lakhs of shirts or lakhs of jackets. We are not there yet, but make a small batch. So the cost definitely increases because there's a limited number of supply runs that they can make. There's a smaller quantity of fabric being procured.
Right.
And that it just adds up. The cost just adds up. Everything, once you procure in a very large quantity, that's why you have to be like fascinated when I say like 30x. Imagine like if a brand makes 2 lakh jackets, the cost is very low. That's the game in this manufacturing industry. The more you produce, the lower it costs you. And once you have a brand name set, imagine the kind of profits that's why our Bernard Arnault is like the billionaire, the top, because that's where the margins are. So yeah,
So this whole fast fashion space generally runs on the idea of keep converting newer and newer products, and sometimes these fast fashion space is also cheaper, right? Comparatively, people want to just quickly take things. I'm not gonna say H&M is that brand. I would say they're not cheap as such. Shein was one of the very good primary examples, chalo. And there could be definitely good brands. I think Snitch also does pretty good in terms of the price point, and they're pretty famous as well. I'm not just sure after the Shark Tank, but I think they were pretty famous.
Yeah, they're famous.
Shark
They are
Tank as well.
big. Price points are also not very
So
affordable.
with all of this is happening in the industry, and this is a new angle. And this is actually not a new angle or a narrative that people don't talk about. They always say कि है ना यार same ही material है बस
Yeah,
company का दूसरा है
True.
product same है. That narrative I've heard.
we have
lot of
been.
problem.
Where else? The stores or the tailors that we used to make the shirt from.
Right.
We used to select linen or really good. If we had a particular person, we used to give it to them. But it has evolved in a very different manner. Now you have
Correct.
brand surplus being sold in stores.
I understand. And there are new D2C brands that are coming, which this kind of models have made it easier because manufacturers are ready to take lower MQs and they are able to produce lower quantities for these newer age companies as well, including you, for example. I can see so many new age companies with not doing a very large business, but there's so many D2C brands. People want to sort of make their own t-shirt designs. Even design companies, they just say we can do it, and people are able to make their own designs and print it and sell it in a very good cost. There are so many brands that are only selling t-shirts. The March Tee is one of the ones that I really love, that brand, right? Nothing, just plain clothing, top quality stuff, a very sophisticated marketing, and a very cheap price. Not a very cheap, as a good affordable price point.
That is the t-shirt costs around 1,500, right? Yeah.
We buy like 4 or 5 t-shirts in March where they have like 70%, 50% off going on. But I love the brand. I've been
brand is a good push.
Part of that brand forever. And when all of this is happening in the industry, right, there is somebody at the back end, which is the manufacturer that you are tying up with. You would require to sort of take a route for this business in a way where people start associating themselves with not so much of a luxury name, but a luxury product. And that's when the differentiator of a company like you would come in.
What goes behind?
Absolutely. And this is not just in your category. The company called The Whole Truth, right? Who makes chocolates and other products as well along with it. What was their proposition? Their proposition was, we will tell you the exact set of ingredients that goes in each of the ones that you're eating out in the market.
Sure.
And I'll also tell you what the exact set of ingredients and what we have. So we are a complete transparent company. That's our positioning. Buy it from us.
Yeah.
Not that they are cheap also, by the way. Yeah, they are expensive. I get it. But they have said that if you're a quality conscious, health conscious person and you're looking for a good product, that's the position that they're going. In fact, everybody's detergent companies that are coming up that I have worked with, who are changing that on a day-by-day basis. So yes, there is...
Consumers are well aware. That's the whole reason why this...
And people are educating them.
That's what...
Other brands are telling other brands loyalties to break just because they are able to tell the truth, what exactly is happening.
Because the time where people would buy anything has gone. We have information at our tips now. It's now you can't wear like a facade and then run around and they just convince people. You have to be truthful. Because people make decisions basis on that. Once they figure out that you are lying or it's not what you promised, you're done. I mean, what's the whole point of building such a thing when you're looking at it a long term?
So I have a very different question in the fashion space, if you can answer that.
Okay,
the reality side of it. So what is that happening that so many retailers are able to get Balenciaga t-shirts, the copies rather, right? Like, so give me some sense on, and that's everywhere. That's for sneakers, that's for shirts, that's for patterns. They're totally duplicated tip to tip has been manufactured. So what's that side? What's that business looks like? And plus the cost, if you see it, wohi 8,000 ka 1,500 rupees mein. Sometimes it's expensive. Like if you buy a copy shoe of an Adidas, which is a good 1 lakh ka ya 50,000 ka sneaker, and you're able to get it, that'll also not be cheap. That'll be about 4-5 grand that you have to.
I mean, yeah,
2 to 4
because
grand.
if I sell that at 400, would you buy? I mean,
No, I would not. But
That's a whole. See, that's a very dark angle that you have
touched,
brought
is
out.
it?
Yeah.
I have to understand that space.
Sure, yeah,
Go
yeah.
in there, tell me.
Because in our search of manufacturers as well, we come across lot of. So India is the manufacturing hub whose potential is yet to be realized. Like that's the
You
kind
just
of
mean that with clothing or lifestyle in general?
most like across products,
Okay. Are you
specifically for clothing.
fashion? Are you saying all the products that we are seeing on the copy side are manufactured in India or China?
Sure.
Where do we get it? You get it right here?
You get it right here. Now we going back to the back end.
Makes sense.
That's
No, no.
the next ideal way to go.
Totally get it.
But yes, continuously focus immediately to reduce this manufacturing to sale period for the manufacturers very fast. Because that's where there's the most value for them also to invest their resources.
Any plans of going offline in the future?
Offline, we have plans, we have thoughts about it, but there's a lot more potential to be extracted
From
before that.
side.
Yes.
Yeah. I totally understand that. Any plans of raising more capital for the business?
Yes, I have. The focus was on building continuous revenue
With this
this
current model.
month. Yes,
Okay.
that was the struggle that we faced. Now that is sorted for the last 3 months. This month and by next month, I'm full into fundraising mode. Is
Right.
where I will be going.
Any sense of idea that you want to give me? How much you want to raise? Let's talk about that.
So we are looking at similar in terms of $500,000 and above dollars.
$500,000.
Yes, and
That's a good seed capital you would require.
It is. It is.
What are you hoping?
Upwards of that.
Okay. What are you hoping to achieve? Where are you gonna
We are
this money?
with this money. We are looking at there's a longer term picture in terms of crossing 100 CR very fast, and some numbers that I have in my head in terms of onboarding products and stuff. I don't think we will need much time or much.
So you would want to increase your product categories as well with this?
It will. It will.
What would that be? Okay, fashion I understood, but otherwise?
Otherwise, there is footwear that's coming in. There is candles, home, bed sheets, home decor side. So all these are different. So apparel itself, it's like a $65-70 billion market. And then there's footwear, that's a separate market. And then there's a home decor, that's a separate market. But we can increase pretty fast. Women's wear.
Yeah, you are just a function of if your platform starts serving like that, you would just need to keep adding manufacturers to
Exactly.
your right?
And that too, not only limited to India. There is the whole Southeast Asia manufacturing capability that's open right in front of us now. Because already the tides are turning in favor of India, it's time that we use this potential.
I'm still gaga over the fact that your name is pretty nice. You can really utilize this to,
Sell.
sell.
Antibrnd.
Antibrnd, it is brilliantly positioned and named and everything, and I love the positioning that you have on your Instagram as well. But then we can keep doing.
Antibrnd is we wanted something that explains it very simply. You read the name, you get the idea.
Oh yeah. Well, good luck, Sunny. I think you are in a good position with this company. The operational efficiencies, good marketing will thrive this in the next 1 or 2 years for you. I personally believe that. And we need a company which is not just burning people's pockets altogether.
That's the goal, yes.
Or a quality product, like just nothing else.
Basic, right?
Basics. Basic. Yeah, So just on the quality, I have a very personal question. A lot of fast fashion is promoting climate calamities. So a lot of fast fashion, like polyester, that is used in this, right? And it's very difficult for the environment to digest that after you have thrown that,
Yeah.
right? For a very, very long period of time. What do you think? Does the quality of the product getting better and using good quality, right, will have some impact on this side of the world as well with you?
Oh yes, it's a whole consumer point of view in terms of what do I want, what do I need, and it's changing very drastically as well. The reason why polyester is being used is to cater to that particular need of I need faster, cheaper goods, as low as it can be. That's the funda that's running the whole, and that it's changing. It's pretty, and once we can fill that particular hole with a better product, better raw material, that change has to happen from the manufacturer side in terms of they're not the ones who take these decisions. They're forced to taking the call. So once we have that particular control in terms of the demand as well as the manufacturing and the whole chain, To solve this issue would be like easiest way in terms of we know what's selling, we know what's going forward, we know what to make, what changes to be made. And another angle to that is the labor condition across apparel manufacturing factories. It's including Bangladesh and stuff, you'd start hearing very sad news and stuff like that. That's happening because of this particular push of cost cutting in the manufacturing and very low expense. You have to bid for the bigger brands ka orders to survive. The only place you cut is the labor salary. So that's a very sad
quality.
product quality. So these are the only two options that the manufacturers have. So once we start having direct impact in terms of the revenue, the customers are making that change.
Right.
Once you pay that amount, it goes to the manufacturer. It increases. The whole supply chain gets better. So that's the whole idea, that change that we want to make as well.
Well, good luck. I think good quality product at a cheaper cost, very limited editions, should help people in sort of not buying so much of fast fashion, I guess.
Oh yes, there's a luxury edition that will be coming up also.
Oh, very nice. Oh, we'll be looking forward to. Let me subscribe to your email list. I think that would change a lot of good things for me altogether. Sunny, let's do a quick rapid fire round with you for this entire business that you're running. Try to answer as quickly and fast as possible for these questions, right? There are no wrong answers, of course. What's the name of your business?
It's Antibrnd.
What's the problem that your business is trying to solve?
So we are unlocking the distribution for manufacturers of our country.
Okay, what's the solution for this entire problem? How are you doing it?
So we are doing it by connecting our manufacturers basically to the customers across the globe.
Right. Why does your customers love you?
Because we give the best stuff at the best price.
Awesome. What's the revenue model and how do you make money?
So it's a small percentage, it's a markup that we have on the product sales.
Right.
That's how
Right. What would your revenue be this year if projected?
This year, I would rather say north of 100.
Out of 100. Okay. What's the market that you're primarily targeting at? Who are your ideal customers?
So ideal customers are 30 plus, were already settled in corporate jobs, studied in premier institutions, earning in the upwards of 7 to 40 lakhs.
Very
These are
nice.
the ideal.
So a semi-premium market is something that you're targeting.
Upper middle class.
Upper middle class, right? How are you planning to keep scaling this business in the future with and without the money from the investors?
The opportunities that we are looking at is into different angles. One is definitely increasing direct access to customers into different markets, such as abroad, and then opening up for B2B and other businesses.
Right. What's the best moment in the company so far that you've had in running this?
Right now, landing new manufacturers with new products. Yeah.
Very nice. What's the worst moment that you had in this company so far?
Worst, losing manufacturers.
It's a two-sided sword, is it?
It is.
At the same time. Very, very nice. How strong is your team and who are there in your team?
Full-time 4 members and then close to like 6 to 7 members on and off we have depending on the functions that we need. And who and all, you need names?
No, just how many co-founders?
Yeah, it's 4 of us, 4 co-founders, core team members.
Okay.
3 of us started, 4th one is our CTO. And then 5th person is our marketing, helps in our marketing.
Right.
And 6th person also comes in for marketing purposes and stuff like that.
Right. If you're raising a new round of capital, what would that be and how much do you want to raise?
We're looking at $500,000 as a seed, a significant seed basically, upwards of that, starting at that.
What's your best customer feedback that you have received so far?
Oh, they have actually bought everything.
Oh, okay.
That's the best moment that we have seen.
Very, very nice. Well, good luck to you for this company. I am very excited to see your growth journey in the future for this with Antibrnd. Thank you, Sunny.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.